So the world is heavy. Okay. Um, so I just said the world is heavy. I feel it. And this is the place to move. Thank you. I feel that. Energy in motion, emotion, energy in motion. So here's where we have the opportunity to send that, whatever we're feeling here, maybe we can send it up here where we need it or out. And that's going to be the focus of practice, just moving some energy. So, all right, let's start taking your seat. Sit in a comfortable way and take a few breaths just as you are. We'll start with mudra. Just circle the finger and the thumb and let them rest. And maybe the hands might want to slide back a little bit so the shoulders can relax. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, close your eyes, bow your chin. Just checking in. And with your hands in mudra, just imagine the breath moving in and out of that circle. Nice big breath in as you are. As you exhale, release the mudra, bring the hands to your heart. We will welcome ourselves to our practice and chant Om 3 times. Inhale. Om. 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 Staying as you are, releasing your hands, resting in the stillness for a few moments. Gently releasing your hands, lifting your chin, and opening your eyes. Okay, let's give these feet just a little quick wake up. So just grab one foot, either foot, give it a little massage or a little pounding if it needs that. Just feeling into the sole of the foot, into the toes, the spaces between the toes. Give the foot a couple of twists. Just walk your thumbs up and down. Love moment, maybe kiss. And take a moment to be with both feet. Just observe energy in motion. Bring the same thing, give the same love to the other side. Equally important, but not equally weighted. There's definitely one side in all of us that takes more weight, or more, with a foot, it's about the weight. It's shifting. Your time here to explore. Twist your toes, create some space between the toes. and regulate the breath all at the same time. Okay, we're just going to move into twisting. Right, and then we'll give this one some love. All right, so we're going to start standing. We're sitting. It's an opportunity to try. I feel like this is, let's see, I tried yesterday. I couldn't get it. And maybe not. I'm going to try one more. Okay, I'm just going to sit up on something a little higher. Okay, there we go. So, all right, and then we'll just stand in the center of your mat. Move these props out of the way. Okay. All right, well, let's see if I step back. Take hearts now. Okay. Standing on your 2 feet. Maybe you separate your feet a little bit and just rock forward and back a few times. And centering your awareness on your feet as best as you can. We'll anchor down through the legs to the feet. Reach your arms up. Open your hands. Take a few breaths here. Maybe lengthening through the torso as you inhale. Softening as you exhale. Take one more, reach up. Now as you breathe out, we're going to bend the knees, start to drop. And as you come down, just let the arms swing behind you. And then we'll come back up. And I'm not going very fast. You're going to do that a few times. As you exhale, you bend your knees, drop your torso, send your arms up behind you. Knowing that this is going to start to become a little swing. So I'm going to do one more really slow. And then we'll come back up. And you can keep going at that slow pace if you get dizzy, or start to speed it up and let the arms kind of guide the direction. So they're just swinging. Yes. Just, that's it. Whatever you're doing. I'm bending my knees a lot to come down and come back up. Good. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll just let the arms rest. Feel your energy in motion. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side. Open the legs a little wider and point straight ahead. And let's just start with some hip circling. And so maybe you bend your knees to do this. If I bend the knees, I can maybe isolate it more in the hips. Just feel. Yeah. Good. That's it. And then the opposite way. Feel like leading an aerobics class. And turn. Good. Okay, one more. And then we'll come back to standing. We'll take the arms out. A little bit of a, this open man. Open your heart. Feel that energy from the hips to the feet and out through the arms to the hands. And the crown of the head is extending up. Good. Reach your arms straight up. We'll take the right hand's going to grab this left wrist. I'm just going to pull this left arm up and crescent over to the right. And then these hips, if I move the hips to the left, a little bit of relief. And if I start to bring them to the right, I get a little bit more here. And come on. And just pause for a moment. Just feel that. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Left hand grabs this right wrist and give it a little pull. Crescent over to the left side and side. Maybe your hips, and just take your time. You can shift them over to the left. And inhale and come up. And this time as you exhale, we'll take it to forward fold. And again, I'm going to bend the knees, take the hands down underneath the shoulders, and then you can stay here or widen your feet apart if that feels like that would be okay. Pardon me. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale and fold down and walk your hands back. They're going to go there. Maybe they'll go in between the feet and maybe not. Then firm from your hips down through the legs to the feet. And inhale, lift your head and your heart and walk your hands back just underneath your shoulders. We're going to walk the hands over to the right. They're just going to go over just for the stretch. The left hand, reach, be on the finger pads of that left hand. If you need to bend your knees, do it. It's going to release something. Now I'm going to shift the hip. So the right hip is moving to the left side. Maybe the left knee wants to bend. Explore. Inhale as you are. We'll exhale, come to center. Let's go straight to the second side. So walk the hands over to the left. The right hand can extend a little bit more. And then you add in more body parts shifting to the right. You might play around a little bit with the shoulder, just moving it and seeing, oh, where can I put this shoulder so it feels stable? Hands back. And once your hands come to the center, you can heel toe your feet or give a little hop. Good. And bend the knees a lot. Sweep the arms straight behind you. And then let that momentum pick you all the way back up. Good. Bring your hands down. Pause. Maybe we hold the heart in the belly for a moment. And breathe. Good. Okay, let's take tree pose. An act of stability and mobility. So feel that left foot anchored. Lift yourself up. Your hands can come to your hips. And then we'll take the right leg and find the tree. Just take your time. Well, I'll say this too. We had an eclipse yesterday, a solar eclipse, and about around 11. You know, I like to blame the energies, this new moon energy. That balance is off. Take one more breath. And we'll release. And again, just wave this leg. You know, this is, even if we come out, such a good thing. And do that next time you're standing in line somewhere. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do when I'm standing in line is to do practices like this. Okay, well, not so much, but the waving of the leg. You're with me. Anchor through the right side. We'll take the left leg up and in a playful way. Looking for stability and quest for balance. Yeah. Okay. Whatever is. Whatever is. We keep our hearts open when things are tough. And we send out love and compassion for ourselves and for others. Take one more breath. And then we'll let that leg just swing. Whatever's going to happen. There we go. Okay, and then come back on your 2 feet. Find your mountain pose. Pause here. Okay, great. I'm going to come back to the mat. Let's take a blanket down for our knees. And I'm just going to do a little bit of lunging just to open up the legs again. So energy and motion. We're going to put 2 blocks here up at the front. And then we'll start on hands and knees. So once you're here, bring yourself to your hands and your knees. Spread your fingers and just move the inner elbows a few times forward and back. Okay, and then find that place where the inner elbows are looking at each other. As you exhale, melt down, look up. And inhale and round. And just move through cat cow a few times. It's whatever pace you're doing. Nice pace. I'm going to speed it up. Moving some energy. So you can have the noisy exhale, the way of releasing. Maybe 3 more. Good. And then we'll come to center and you can sit or take child's pose. Just pause for a few moments. I'm just going to come back to that opening mudra we did. Let's take 3 breaths here. Good. 1 more, however you are. Good. Okay, and then we'll bring ourselves back onto hands and knees. And I'm going to take that. I'll bring the knees together. And then we'll bring the left foot forward. And if it doesn't quite come forward, just help it. Lift your left hand up off the floor. And then be in whatever works for you here. Feel. I say in the old days, maybe it's not even, whatever it is, you notice for your body is if you're in more of a cat pose or a cow pose with your tail, is it coming forward or back? And just kind of feel, sometimes that front hip gets a little tight, and if we can unlock the pelvic floor a little bit, just take that back. It might help you to come a little deeper. Take 1 more breath here. I say that because I'm going to lift the arms up. So if that's not optional, keep your hands down or bring them onto your thigh or reach up. And if you come up, more into this, not so much of a lunge, that's good. Take 1 big breath in. Okay, release the hands to the blocks. And then we're going to take the tush back, sit bone back and straighten the front leg. And maybe the toes are going to come up. You can walk your hands back with your blocks. And then we're just going to move forward and back a few times, just like that. Think of it as your cat and your cow almost. And maybe the head lifts and then you're going to drop it down. And you come back. 1 more. Okay, we're going to be in this long left leg position. I'm going to turn away from you, but that right foot is going to pivot back. And then the hands are going to walk. Then we'll extend that left leg. Yeah. Okay. And then here, when you flex that left foot, you'll shift the hips over to the right. Walk the hands over to the right, even a little bit. You can bring the blocks with you. The left hand might slide forward a little more, and your hips might start to drop back. Just play. Okay, and then come on back to center. I'm going to pivot that left foot to the floor. We'll come all the way up. We'll take the left hand down, reach the right arm up, and just side bend over to the left. Nice and strong through the right side, right to the knee. It's anchored. You'll have the top of the right foot on the floor. And 1 more breath. Okay, and then we're just going to swing the arms so the right hand comes down to the floor and the left arm lifts. And then you can stay right here where you lift the left leg. Good. Okay, bring the knees together and just sit down where you are. Turn. However it is, it could be hands on the floor. Just take a few moments. Energy and motion. Okay, and then we'll do that on the second side. So bring the blocks back to the front. The knees are together and the right foot's coming forward. Maybe you can like get all the way. Okay, then take a moment to just feel here. If you get tightness in the front of the thigh, maybe you need to take your tailbone back. And then once I have that back, it comes forward a little bit. Just see. Okay. Give yourself a moment, maybe hug the thighs together. Belly can come in. And then stay here or take your arms and reach up, find your balance, your length, your softness, your strength. Inhale. And take the hands all the way down back to the blocks. Take the hips back and straighten that right leg. And pause for one breath here, feel this. And then we'll start to flow front to back. We'll move the head and the breath as if I'm doing almost cat-cow here. And opening the lips. Good. Last one. And then as you take the hips back and the right leg is straight, we'll pivot that left foot behind and walk the hands around. Straighten that leg. And do a little bit of this. Okay, we're going to shift the hips over to the left and walk the hands to the left. And maybe the right hand goes forward more. It doesn't need to be anything more than what it is. And I'm going to sit the hips back slightly. Okay, take the blocks back to center. We're going to come all the way up. Take the right hand down and reach the left arm up and like this. And we crescent over and invite in that opening. Yeah. Okay, and then windmill your hands all the way down. We'll take the left hand down, the right arm up. I'm going to pivot this foot down to the floor. And this, stay here, take the left, flex through the foot. I'm actually pressing out through from the right hip to the right foot. Okay, and then bring the knees together. Choose how you want to just be in that energy moving. Maybe it's child's pose. Feel all that. Good. Okay, we're going to take downward dog and I'm going to put the feet at the wall. Just that's going to happen. I'm going to come into like a little bit of a hand, I won't call it a handstand. So I'll walk you through many. We'll do it this way. Let's set up for your downward dog so that the feet are just in front of the wall. And then you'll come up and, we'll do one leg at a time. So just feel, and then once you feel you're here, you can take your right leg up and maybe the toes tuck under and just press through the heel. Okay, you're going to take rest anytime you need it. Okay, and then we'll put that right foot down and do the same with the left leg. It's just like the reminder that something's holding you bigger than yourself. And in this shape, we're almost like a triangle. Strongest shape. Okay, and then I'll put both feet down. Maybe we'll come down for a child's pose moment. Give these wrists a little break. So take a moment and turn your hands up and move your wrists around or shake them out. Okay, so building strength for each other and whoever needs it in our worlds, right? So I'm going to come back for this downward dog. And the hands are going to start underneath the shoulders. And we'll come up. So it's kind of a narrow dog. And then decide if you want to just stay here. Take one leg at a time. Or one foot comes about hip height and take the other one. Using the wall and pressing from the hips to the feet. From the shoulders to the wrists. And pressing the thighs up to the sky. And breathing here. We'll take maybe 3 more breaths and I'll lift one leg up to the sky and then I'm going to switch and lift the other leg up. And just remind yourself you're stronger than you know. So come down and take a rest. And we'll do child's pose or sitting and we can do hard things. Okay, great. Bring yourself up. Okay, I'm going to change the camera because we're just going to sit in front of the wall this time. I'm going to take this blanket and fold it into like a nice tight little square. If you need more support for your hips than this, you're going to do that. So I'm going to sit in this. I sat like this in kindergarten. Kids, you're a mermaid. I'm like, yes. That's what they call it in Pilates, and mermaid. But here we call it Bharavajasana. That's the seat of the sage. So I have the bottom leg. I'm on the left hip, bottom leg. I'm resting the right shin into the hip and looking for equal on the hip. So this blanket is just underneath the left sit bone, and the right sit bone can start to drop. Maybe, right? If you need a blanket under both, do it. That's all. Okay, I'm just going to change this. There we go. Okay, we're just going to do some shoulder work. So we're going to start with the hand at the wall and then just lean into it so you get your forearm into the wall. And now I'm here. I can feel this right hip starting to lift. I'm just going to invite it down, drop the shoulder, and then pressing from the shoulder to the elbow, turn your head to the right. And then feel here, how can I maybe lift my heart to support the shoulder, drop the jaw, release tension in the hips. And stay here, inhale. Now turn your head all the way to the left, and maybe you can walk your left forearm back a bit. And then just turning your eyes, your head. Then again, I'm going to anchor from the shoulder to the elbow. And maybe that's going to give me a little bit more twist. This right hand can now come to the outside of the left thigh if you like. Again, I feel I'm hiking this right hip and bring it back down. Good. Inhale. And then bring yourself back. And now we're going to straighten this arm. So I'm just going to lean to the right, and you can bring your hand back if that's better. Yeah. Okay, now we're just going to floss this left shoulder. So I'm going to move maybe the whole arm is moving. The hand is going to stay where it is. And maybe the head's going to move. And if you need to straighten your legs at any time, you're going to do that. The legs are not really that important. I'm just taking advantage of being in this shape of one hip lift. Good. Okay. I'm going to do one more where I look to the right and I'm drawing this left shoulder forward, opening the shoulder blades, and then roll that left shoulder up and back and let the head turn. Look at your left hand, spread the fingers. Okay, right hand is on the floor, left hand's coming away from the wall, and we're going to take the side bend. And it might feel very awkward. It might be like, oh, I can do this maybe. Just feel, I can do some flossing. And then for a little bit of extra, I'm going to take this hand behind the head and just move the shoulder, the elbow up and down. Whole body's moving. Okay. And then we're going to come out. So you might just turn the face front, stay on your little blanket, stretch your legs out, and just feel what's happened. I'm going to take a moment and just move the inner hip. So you open your legs a little bit more apart and move the toes in and out. Hands can go on the floor. And knees can be bent too. That's all great. And just moving the leg and the hip socket. Okay. All right. So we're going to do second side. I'm going to turn away from you. And you can decide if this, you need more, two sides can be very different, or probably are definitely different. So feel what works. You need more height. Okay. So then I'm just going to be here for a moment. I'll just rest this right hand against the wall. Feel into this left sit bone. How can I invite it towards the floor or let it soften? Okay. And then the right hand is at the wall. I'm just going to lean into the wall till I get this elbow, forearm, and the elbow is in line with the shoulder. And I'm going to press from the shoulder to the elbow. Feel the palm there. And then dropping into that left hip. And then we'll turn the head to look over the left shoulder. soft jaw. The lift here comes from the heart space, the rib cage, supporting the shoulder girdle and making space for the hips. Good. Inhale. You exhale, just turn your head all the way down to the right, and maybe this right arm's going to walk behind you a little bit more, and anchor and turn the head. And then the left hand can come across over to the right knee if you like. I feel my left hip hiking up. It's going to soften it. Inhale. And exhale, bring yourself back, and we're going to straighten the arm so it can come in, it can go up, down. You want to have your full hand at the wall, spread the fingers. And I'm going to take this left hand down, hopefully it hits the floor. And we're just going to rotate the shoulder. And you let your head turn, the rib cage turn. Just rolling this right shoulder with the hand firm at the wall. I say shoulder and the arm is moving, that inner elbow is moving. The hand is just supporting this. Good. And then just letting that shoulder come up and forward as you turn to the left. And then rolling that shoulder and turn your head to the right. And I'm going to take the side bend. So the left hand stays on the floor and the right arm comes up and over. And you can move your rib cage or whatever works here. You need that, lost it. I'm going to take this hand to the back of the head, move the elbow into this very tight and nuanced area surrounding the heart. And then we'll release, and then again, just come to sitting. Sit any way you like. Do this. Just going to move the hips, and you could do this. Just move all of that. Okay. All right. You take forward fold with the legs straight. And you can always put a bolster or blanket underneath your knees. And then we have this nice perch. You might shift yourself forward a little bit on that. And, the blocks are probably still nearby. You can always rest the forehead on the blocks and they can go, you build your house, however big your house needs to be. Sometimes this is nice, and then you can just angle the block to hit the forehead nice. So see whatever works. And if you don't hit the blocks, it's A-okay. Okay. So as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, just walk yourself forward. So you feel that stretch happen behind the legs, and maybe the feet are flexed. Just dropping in love and compassion and gratitude for being able to do this in whatever capacity you're doing it, because everybody can. I mean, they probably could if they practiced, but not everybody does that. So big good work. Investment in the future self. Just receiving it softly. Finding support for your third eye space if that's available to them. If you're okay here, you can go for a deeper exploration and feel into the back of the right leg, the back of the left leg, and invite them to be equally supportive, equally weighted. Notice if there's any way you can facilitate that a little more, maybe by shifting the rib cage towards the side that's not as heavy. Even tilting your head a little bit towards that side. you're comfortable, we're gonna stay here for a few more breaths, and if you need to come out, that's fine. Just lift yourself up, and then maybe you come back in. I love this question. Where can I soften? Maybe it's the back of the heart, the shoulders, the loads you carry. Oh, accumulates right there. Two more breaths. Bring yourself upright. You need to move your legs, bend your knees, whatever you need to do. Just release that. Okay. So let's do a seated Baddha Konasana, and we'll turn it into turtle pose. So if you need something for underneath your legs, you're going to put it there. It could be the bolster even. I'm going to keep the blocks here. So we'll start with Baddha Konasana, and then I'm going to take the hands underneath. And even if just the backs of the hands rest on the legs. So here's my hand. You can't really see it, but it's there. Or if you can get the whole, it's a lot, but maybe. Very grounding. So let's start in your seated Baddha Konasana. Move yourself in and prop up as you need. Good. I'm actually going to put this block between the feet and let the feet hold it. And it's going to just support the hips a little bit. Okay. Inhale. And as you exhale, you come down, compassion, kindness for wherever your body is able to go today. Feel free to let your feet move away from the hips too. Create more space. That's what you need. Just pause here for a few breaths. Well, the hands can be on the floor. I'm just taking my elbows to rest on the thighs and holding the lower calf here. There's a great softening of the pelvic floor. It's invited. This diamond shape, these two triangles. The body drawing the center line. And slip the hands underneath the calves here. That works for you, great. And if not, think about it or imagine it happening. We'll be here for about 5 or so. Flipping your hands out, flipping you. Gently bring yourself up. You just shift the blocks out of the way. You can just move your inner hips or groins a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're going to come down. We're going to lie over the bolster. I'm going to put this blanket down for the hips. And I'm going to set it close to the wall. The legs are going to end up at the wall, and not straight up like we normally do. So I'm just going to show you this super quick. And you can always put blocks underneath your bolster if you like. So I'll sit in front of the bolster, lie back, more support for your head if you need it. And then you're gonna find a place where the feet can be at the wall. If holding the feet to the wall is too much, your chair should be close by, or come a little closer. The knees can be bent too. It's just to get this up. So, and we can also start with the feet on the floor. Okay. So that's the pose. And also that bolster can be more behind the heart. It's a big slope when we put it right behind the sacrum. So decide what would feel good here. So that the heart is lifting either way. Put your bolster right behind the upper chest. Any place there. You could have a block for your head as well. Not my knee. Nice. You could also go underneath. So many options underneath the bolster. That might be nice too. So just find it, and you can take the. Let's start with let the heels be on the floor and the balls of the feet up the wall. And we can just start to anchor the feet into so they're at an angle, creating a little triangle at the base of the wall. It's going to push into the wall. Feel the rest of the body deeply receive the support of the bolster. And then soften the feet. And maybe do that a few times. Push into the wall with the feet, heels and the balls of the feet at the wall. And then as you release, there is this like little bit of a cat-cow movement that happens. Let's do that a few more times. And okay, and then just be here, still same foot position. I'm going to take the right knee, maybe we'll hug it in for a moment, and then we'll cross that right ankle over the left knee. Good. Okay, now I'm here, we're all here. I'm going to let the left knee drop towards the left without not letting it come all the way down to the floor. It's almost like it's just going to relax over to the left side. And feel into your right hip crease. And when you bring in some space here, even just imagining space, or using your fingers to massage or press. And then bringing that left foot back to the wall, bring it back a jab. And let everything just kind of tilt now to the right, not bringing it down to the floor. This foot and knee are strongly connected. Just tilting a little bit over to the left. Breathe into softening this right hip. If I am on the right hip more, the left hip is lifting, but not on the floor with the right knee. Okay, and then bring the left foot to the wall and just rock side to side here with the foot, like what we just did, but now we're just moving it side to side. Okay, and then release the right foot down. And here for a moment before we do the other side, now put your feet at the wall. And maybe the legs go straight. You could be on the heels. Be on the feet. Now feel your feet at the wall, and as if you can pull the wall down. So your feet aren't moving, you're just, and then push the wall away. And then pull the wall down. And just do that a few times and feel where this is moving your body into the bolster. Let the feet just be there for a moment. Bend your knees. Right foot's gonna find the wall, so the heel is on the floor and the balls of the feet are at the wall. Bring the left knee in just for a moment, give it a little hug. And the left ankle crosses. And just feel this, whatever it is. Feel the shoulders are equally still weighted, resting. And now we'll just drop the right knee a little bit to the right. Looking for a little bit more space here in the left hip. Just a little bit. Just finding that. And then take a few breaths and see what you can do to soften this left hip. Use your hand. And then we'll come back onto the sole of the right foot and start to drop that right knee over to the left just a little bit. But the right hip might lift, just being in this place of, I want to say, balance, not dropping and not stable. Saying, oh, what can I learn from this not quite there, not quite here posture? And then as you come back through center, we'll just rock gently side to side. And then coming to center, and we'll straighten the legs up to the wall. It can be bent. Maybe flex the feet more, a little bit more through the lower legs. Whatever you choose to do with the legs, they're just elevated to change the flow, move the energy in a different way. And then we're going to rest as deeply as we can from the third eye. You can even touch these places that I say at your third eye, base of your throat, these magical places, the heart space, the solar plexus, or the ribs joint. Yeah. Water center just below the navel. And then your grounding center. You can massage your inner thighs and your pelvic floor anywhere here. Invitation. Resting. You know, the chakra centers are the swirling vortex of energy that lives within you in these places. It's inviting in all these places to balance each other. Colors of the rainbow live within you. Lower chakras, the color red, and orange, and yellow, and green, and blue, and indigo, violet. What you do? All the way up to the ground. Good. Okay. And take the feet to the floor. And then you can widen the feet, bring the knees together for a few moments here. Maybe we change the position of the bolster. So you can just wiggle down or up, any place there. Just make like a little bit of a change in how you have the bolster. You might change your head support, but just be here for a few moments. So you can have the feet wide, knees together. You can go cross-legged. You can do a Baddha Konasana. Rest here for 5 more breaths. If you went to cross-legged, you might change the cross of the legs. So my friends, we're going to come out and set ourselves up for Shavasana. I'm really digging this bolster in Shavasana too. I feel that's what I'm going to do. And I might even stay in Baddha Konasana. But I'll come out and just reposition everything further away from the wall. And then add in your comforts, your high pillow, your socks, anything you need. Good. Maybe a blanket too is always nice, just for the weight. If you have your sandbags in the bottom, all of the tools we have and guide us to turning into ourselves. And it's not like things are better, but we can remind ourselves that we have power over the energies moving through us. And just shifting things around helps sometimes shift perspective or remind us of what's important and what's present. And set yourself up in a way that feels supportive and grounding, a place that you can drop into and release. The movement of your breath, the inner and outer flow, your open heart. Sometimes repeating mantra. And the mantra that just came into my head right now is, my heart is opening. My heart is open. And feeling that energy that is just flowing all around you and underneath you, from your heart, from your hands, and soles of your feet, from the crown of your head. And we could choose to fill that energy with love and compassion, gratitude and joy at every moment. We get to choose. I'll begin more deeply. Being with the flow of your breath and feeling into the supports beneath you and above you. Feel ready, beginning to awaken yourself very slowly, extending your arms over your head, stretching through your legs. Continuing on in whatever shapes you're called to make. Taking your times, come back to seated, just pausing in your seated meditation. Create a mudra in your hands. Bringing these hands to your heart space, bowing your chin. Gratitude for your practice and yourself and your presence. We'll seal this practice with one Om inhale. Om. Breathing into your hands, into your breath. Put there whatever it is you need and what you can send out. Let it drop into your energy and flow outwards. This is who we are, the essence of who we are. Ah, beautiful yogis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So much love. Go forth and do great things. We'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.